Hey family, how do you like my renovated digs here? I've spent the last almost 2 weeks now working on my winter retreat meditation room. It's my small back porch. I'll be excited to show you that soon. It is a major primary tool for me. I'm very excited about it this year. I've been here 16 years and the floor got done, almost done. The strips around the edge never got completed, but I'm good with that. I've learned how to work with things, so I can't wait to show you what I did, Miss MacGyver, to do a workaround. So anyway, that's what I've been working on, and as part of that process, I kind of switched things around here, and I'm really liking this look. I just want to do a very quick episode on SNAP benefits. And here's the thing about me that, you'll come to know if you don't already. I don't clearly know when to keep my mouth shut. And I qualify that by saying I knew it would happen, right? So if you go back in the history of my channel here, you'll see I was just pumping. I mean, growing less than 1% of those who start YouTube channels, less than 1%, monetize them. And I believe I'm at 57% of the watch hours needed. I achieved the subscribers some time ago, the 1,000 level. However, when the Charlie Kirk thing went down, I had just a hell of an epiphany, and it became a part of my conversation, and that stopped my channel dead in the water. I knew it would. I've paid this price before, over and over and over again, for not keeping my mouth shut. It's just who I am, and it's never going to happen. I'm in the last chapter of my life. There's not a whole lot left, so it's not going to happen. But it's okay. I mean, it enabled me at that point. What happened at that point was I realized that pretty much everyone I had in the room was for the, they were mostly mothers, mostly women who had been horrifically injured, as I have been, by estrangement and alienation. And that was a planned process. I planned that, and I said that from the outset. I'm going to launch the channel with this in mind. It will not stay here, but it's a topic that chose me, and so it's been a major, and will continue to be, I'm sure, a major part of my channel, but it's not the only part of this channel. And so I just want to say very quickly, I am utterly baffled and profoundly disappointed in people. So I had mentioned some time back about this sweet, quiet, gentle-spirited woman that worked at the post office, and how we had this clash of lifestyles, right? Because I'm very out there and very much an advocate. So I'm hyper aware of everything that's going on, and this woman selectively chooses what she wants to know. And that's a choice, right? But sometimes those clash. Well, it did that day over the Charlie Kirk thing. And then just recently, and this is why I kind of went really underground, basically, with my real world here. I've tried to maintain a social media presence because of what I'm building. And so I try to go in there like every day and do a post to the community section or whatever. But when it came to my real world, I have really pulled back on that. And particularly after this last exchange, another exchange happened, and this time it was over SNAP benefits. And I'll just say this. I am utterly baffled and so profoundly disappointed in people who call themselves Christians, and they mean it. They are Christians, right? They believe that to the center of their being, that they are Christians. And yet they are merciless when it comes to this kind of thing. So the SNAP benefits, the food stamps, right? That's what they are. They're food stamps. They don't call them that anymore. And it used to be, as a young mother who was, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I can tell you that having to pull that booklet out and pull those stamps out, it was humiliating. It was humiliating. And it still is. I mean, if you look at it from the perspective of what's happening right now, it's humiliating that a man who claims to be one of the richest in our country and who leads this country, or is supposed to be leading this country, as someone who is concerned for its citizens, genuinely cares about what happens to them, pulling food, literally pulling food from the mouths of children and the disabled and the elderly, all of them, just without mercy. And then justifying that. And that's what happened in the post office that day, when it wasn't just her, it was also the other one said, and I care for both of them. These women are, I'm just so sad about this. When I said, I'm just really over this SNAP thing. I mean, people are going hungry. And I said, do you realize that there are foster children who the state is paying these people to care for these children, and yet the state is not going to give them the food they were promised? Just that alone, if you don't think about anything else. So when I said that to these women, one of them says, well, I wish there was a way that they could sort through this. There's just so much fraud. And I said, no, there's not. See, that's the problem. And I started to really get, I get so upset with, I'm sorry, but it's willful ignorance. It is. If you choose to stay in this belief because that is what is more convenient, or it more closely matches your, whether it's public or private, belief system, it's willful ignorance, because the proof is there. The facts are there. Food stamp fraud, SNAP benefits fraud, is exceedingly low. But even if it weren't, and here's my only point, even if it weren't, which it is, trust me here. Well, don't trust me. I'll show you the numbers. I mean, that was the other thing. The quiet one said, well, they can make the news anything they want. No, if you dig deep enough, you will find the truth. You just have to want the truth. Here's my question, and this is what makes virtually no sense to me whatsoever. Blatant hypocrisy example number 12,762. When we go into a courtroom, right, the premise is all are innocent until proven guilty. That's the premise. And it's said time and time again. Lawyers are taught over and over and over again in classrooms that they would rather let 100 guilty people go free than one innocent person go to jail. Well, if that's the case, then why wouldn't you also feed all of those who are genuinely needy, even if you've got people who are taking advantage of the system? It is it's hypocrisy. There's no other way to look at it. And I am so disappointed, just unbelievably disappointed in all of the people who don't understand that concept, but particularly the ones who claim to be loving and kind and merciful and Christian-like, and then just have virtually no mercy when it comes to something like this. And that's all I got to say about that.